Hi friends, welcome to my channel Simple Learning Tips. And first of all, I really want to thank each and every one of my subscribers for helping me to reach 1,000 subscribers. I'm really grateful for everything, for my small community in YouTube. So without much further ado, let's move on to today's topic, that is transaction analysis. Now, transaction analysis, it is one of the most easiest topic and it's very interesting. It's related to psychological behavior of individuals. You can really apply it to your daily life. So the topics that I'll be covering today are, first of all, of course, definition, then self-awareness analysis, structure analysis, transaction analysis, life position, scripting, stroking, and psychological games. Okay. So don't get tensed with all these topics. These are all very easy topic, very interesting topics. So first one, definition. So here I've given a basic definition. The International Transaction Analysis Association defines TA as transaction analysis is a theory of personality and a systematic psychotherapy for personal growth and change. As I say every time, don't get tensed with this definition. Now the word transaction analysis, it simply means, when two people are meeting. Okay, suppose you and your friend are meeting at a common place. What will happen? Eventually one person will speak and the other person will respond to that. Okay, so that means some kind of interaction happened between you and your friends. Now, the study of such interactions is known as transactional analysis. Okay, I hope it is clear. Like in your family, your parents are there, your siblings are there. When you sit together in a living room, one of them will speak and you will respond to it. Okay, so an interaction, a transaction kind of happened, and study of that interaction between individuals is known as transaction analysis. I hope it is clear. So let's move on to the first. Before moving on to that, this transaction analysis was actually originally developed by Eric Berne, and he observed that people actually behave in different ways in different situations. He believed that there are a lot of persons within an individual, and based on the situation we behave differently. Okay, so that is what this transaction analysis, and how we can do the analysis is that first one is self-awareness analysis. Now this was actually developed, this model was actually developed by Joseph Luft and Harrington Ingham, and that is why this name Joseph and Harrington, so Johari window. Okay, this is very very easy. Just relax and just understand the concept, just understand the basic concept. Now here they have given 4 quadrants, right? Open, blind, hidden and unknown. Now this is an analysis of self. So basically understand that this is self-analysis. Okay. Now open quadrant means that information or that behavior trait is known to you as well as to the people who are interacting with you. Okay, that is known as open self. For example, behaviors like you are very brave, you are cheerful, you are creating, you are creative, you are friendly, you are funny. So all these characters you also know that you have, and others who are interacting with you, you express it to them, and that is how when they interact with you, they also know that you have these behavioral traits. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Next is blind. Blind means that information you don't know that you have. Okay, that behavioral traits, you are not aware of that behavioral traits, but others know that you have that behavioral traits. Suppose you are very independent or you are a very clever, calm person, but you don't think yourself like that. Okay, that is, you don't know that you are very independent. You are in your natural state of behavior. Okay, but others view, or others when they interact with you, they get an impression that, not impression, they understand that you are a very intelligent person, or you are very patient, you are a very calm person. Okay, so that is what blind spot. Blind spot means you don't know you don't know the information about you. You don't know what is your behavior traits, but the others can see through that. Okay. Next one, hidden. Hidden means you know that you have these behavioral traits, but it is not, but you don't express it to others. Means generally you will kind of you don't you suppress it. Okay, you hide your feelings, and these kind of feelings you hide right from your childhood. Okay, suppose for example, you are very sentimental and you are very you cry over small things. So what will happen is that you don't want people to know that you're very emotional or you're very sentimental kind of person. So you try to hide that. That is hidden. Next one, unknown. Unknown is kind of dangerous because sometimes it is dangerous and sometimes not, because these kind of behavior traits, others who are interacting with you also don't know that, and you also don't know that. Okay. Suppose you are a very shy person and you are not aware of it, and people who are interacting with you may also not know it sometimes. Okay. That can happen. And maybe you are a very conservative person. Okay. Your thoughts are very conservative, but that you also don't know, and the people who are interacting with you also don't know. That is known as unknown quadrant. So it is always better to be open, to be in the open quadrant. If you have any other kind of behavior also, try to come mostly in the open, so that it is expressed to others as well as it is known to you also. That is considered as kind of positive quadrant. Okay, so I hope this Johari window is clear. It's actually easy. So next one, let's move on to structural analysis. Now, structural analysis means study of ego states. Now, ego state, it's not that we say that you have ego. Okay, that ego has some other meaning here. Okay, so ego state means how people behaves or thinks, okay, and feels at any time, and how they respond. Okay, so that is ego state. Now this ego state was first given by Sigmund Freud, and he had given three ego states like parent, child, adult. Okay, parent, adult, child, it goes in this order. And Eric Berne, he developed, in Sigmund Freud's concept, it was id, ego, and superego. Okay, that is for another day. That topic is for another day. But here he has developed in different ego state. These are based on real world behavior. Okay, Eric Berne, he has developed this on, he has explained this on. It is the first one is parent ego, and here you exhibit or you have attitudes and behavior that you have observed, or you might have copied it from individual your caretakers, your nannies, or the person who took care of your some kind of authoritative person who was some kind of authoritative figure in your life in your early childhood. That is your parent ego. Okay, so that is, these are some kind of attitudes and behaviors. Okay, for example, and there are basically two types of parent ego. When I'll explain it with example, you will understand it more clearly. So parent ego basically means these behaviors and attitudes you might have adopted or you might have copied from your some kind of authoritative or role model, or um, caretakers. Okay, now for example, now there are two types of parent ego. Okay, nurturing parents and critical parents. Now, nurturing parents means, suppose nurturing parents ego state means, suppose you are walking in a road and you saw an injured dog, okay, or injured puppy. What you will do, you will, some people what they will do, suppose you are going and you saw an injured puppy and you are taking it to hospital, you take care of it and you ensure that you find its owner, and you are handling it very well, and you are even handing over, you took that effort to hand over to ensure safety of that dog, okay, of that puppy, that it reaches to its owner safely and it's being treated properly. So that is kind of nurturing parent. Okay, now nurturing parent, so that means here you have exhibited you have characterized the behavior of protectiveness, overprotectiveness, maybe helpful and these are some kind of upright parent behavior. Okay, you've showed your compassionate nature. Okay, so that means that you might have seen these behaviors in your, or you might have experienced this behavior in your childhood from somebody who is your role model or who is your authoritative figure. So you have adopted that behavior. That is nurturing parent ego. Now, when it is critical parent ego, now in this, what will happen is that you saw that puppy and you are just, complaining that why these puppies are being left without a tag, without a tag, or without, or why they are allowed to roam freely on the road. The owners should take more careful, and you are not doing anything for that. Okay, you are not even taking the puppy to the hospital, or you are not taking care of that. You are just complaining and just ignoring. Okay, so that is called critical parent. Now, this behavior is kind of very strict, and it is mostly relates to rules, laws. Okay, and they generally see that they generally quote successful people. Okay, so their behavior will be kind of hurtful. And now, so this is the parent ego. Okay, there are two types: nurturing and critical. I hope it is clear. Nurturing means you show more over protective, compassionate, you're compassionate, and critical means you will be very, you abide to rules, laws, and you're very strict. Okay, you exhibit very strict ego states. Now, every individual, okay, has a kind of parent ego state in them, and that can be a combination of both hurtfulness and helpfulness. So every individual has this kind of ego state. Now now next one is adult. Okay, in adult, ego state is fully based on reasoning, logical thinking. Suppose you want to go and visit your friend in some other place. Okay, you're living in a city and you want to go and visit, or you want to take a trip to, let's say, uh, you want to take a trip to Bombay, or you want to take a trip to London or UK or US. Okay, so suppose you want to go on a trip to US. What you will do first is that, I mean, now it's not possible, but still, in future. So what you will do is that you will first find out when, when all these issues that is going on in the current world will sort out, and then you find a suitable date for that. Maybe after 2 years, you'll find an appropriate date. You will check for the ticket rates, and you will find out the lowest possible rate available. You will book a hotel in advance, and everything, you'll have a map, or you will find out all the places. You will list out the things. So it is like, a very logical and very rational kind of ego state. That is adult ego state. Okay, here it is. Actually, what will happen is that whatever you have adopted from your childhood, okay, the values that you have adopted in your childhood, you will question that and you will erase it, and then this adult ego state will come. That is, you will validate, okay, whatever I have learned from my childhood, is it practical to use it now? And you will exhibit, your own values and behavior. That is adult ego state. So this adult, the person who exhibits adult ego state actually controls, and he keeps his emotions appropriately. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Next one is child ego state. Now, child ego state means, this is when you are in this ego state, you behave as you behaved in your childhood. Okay, that is, you're exhibiting your trait. You try to adapt that kind of behavior which you have experienced in your childhood. For example, suppose when you were very young, let's say your parents were fighting, or your brothers were arguing, your grandparents were arguing, and you had some kind of negative, home atmosphere. What you will do? Suppose when you were very young, might be you might have gone inside and you have closed the room. You might have listened to music, and you will basically shut down from everything. Now, when you're grown up, and when same kind of things happen, like when some kind of conflict happens, you will do the same thing. You will shut down from everybody. Again, you will not participate in that. You will try to escape from that. You will not. So what is happening here? There is, you're exhibiting the behavior that you exhibited in the childhood experience. Okay, so that is child ego state. Now there are three kinds of child ego state. One is natural child ego state, which is like very impulsive and affectionate, and like a child, like how what child does, he does everything what comes naturally. Okay, but also very fearful. He's self-centered and aggressive. Okay, because a child, just imagine how, if there is a child in your house, how he will behave. Okay, so that is natural child ego state. Next one is adaptive. Now adaptive means you have been trained by your parents, like when you go to a visitor's house or guest house, don't eat too much from their plate or something like that. When elders will come, you will have to stand up. So all these things are trained one. Okay, so you exhibit that behavior. Rebellious means, it's a kind of pseudo rebellious. When you are a child, when your parents said don't touch that plate, what you will do, you will go and touch that plate. So this is kind of rebellious childhood. So basically, child ego state means when you are put into a same position that you experience in your childhood, you will behave exactly the same way that you did in your childhood. I hope it is clear. So, based on this ego state, next topic is analysis of transactions. This is just diagrams. Don't get confused with that. It is very easy. So, analysis of transactions, first we have parallel or open complementary transactions. Now, this means that when one person is in one ego state, okay, and he is interacting with other, and if the person is in either same ego state, or if it is in different ego state also, that is okay. In parallel means it is, parallel lines. In max you might have learned parallel lines, right? They don't they don't intersect with each other, they don't cross each other, it is parallel. So if it is parallel means that is an effective communication. That is, even if it is parent, adult, child, any kind of interaction, okay, is happening. Suppose if A is in parent ego state and B is in child ego state, and parallel communication means, there will not be any kind of conflict. Like parent will give advice, the person who is in parent ego state, he will give advice and the child will accept that. Okay, so that is generally known as parallel or open complementary transaction. So I'm not going to give, so first one is parent, okay. That is, a parent is saying that, these the subordinates are, suppose in an organization, okay, or your parents are talking at home, they say that, okay, our elder child, he is not very active, he is very lazy, and your mother is accepting the same thing, okay. Or your father is talking that to, suppose, okay, you have a parents teachers meeting, and the teacher is saying that, your elder son is very lazy and he has to improve and all that. Your father is also in that parent ego state and he's saying, yeah, we have observed that and we will improve, we'll work on that. So that is like a parallel communication, right? There is no cross transaction has happened and there is no clash of ego state. Okay, so that is what this parent, adult, child. So there can be basically nine combination of that. So parent, adult, child, ego state, parent, child, adult, parent, adult, child, adult, child, parent. Okay. Now, I'll give you some small examples for that so that you will understand it better. For example, if it is an adult conversation, suppose your friend is telling you that, I'm just giving you an example of adult, that, you have reached last month, suppose you have spent too much money on, outside food and you have gone over the budget. Suppose your budget was 5,000 and you have spent 10,000, 20,000 to eat outside, okay? And your friend has pointed you out that, and you also accept, yeah, it's a good reminder. I really needed that and I'll work on that. That is an adult conversation, okay? Now, this is parallel. Now, like conflict has not happened here. Now, there is another analysis of transaction which is crossed. Suppose, crossed means adult has expressed, person A has expressed in adult ego state, and person B is expressing in another ego state. Okay, for example, I'm giving you the same example in adult. Let's say in adult, your friend has pointed that you have gone over budget for food and you have also accepted it. Suppose if this was cross transaction, what will happen is that your friend has again pointed you over budget and you are telling that why you're going through my expenses. It's my personal life and I have the right to do anything. Now you are in child ego state. Okay, so your friend expected you to behave in adult ego state, but you are behaving in a child ego state way. So that is cross transaction and there is chance of conflict happening. Okay, so that is the difference between parallel, open or complementary transaction and cross transaction. In parallel, generally conflict will not happen, even though eventually everybody will get tired and will start, some kind of disagreement will be there, but at least, that is, they accept each other's position, ego state. But crossed means one person is behaving in adult or parent or child ego state and is expecting the other person to react in some way, but he is interacting in exactly the opposite way. Another example that I can give you, if it is not clear, is suppose there is a child parent ego state. Okay, child to parent. The child parent ego, a person is saying that I'm tired and I don't want to wash my clothes or wash the dishes today. That is a child ego state, right? That person is a kind of demanding and wanted to be pampered. And if it is a parallel transaction, the parent will say, I'll take care of you, don't worry, you don't have to do the dishes, I'll do it myself. Okay, so now that is a parallel, there is no chance of conflict. The parent has comforted the child ego in that person. Now, same way, if cross transactions has happened, the child would say, I'm tired, I don't want to do the child ego state would say, I'm tired and I don't want to do the dishes. Meanwhile, the adult will say, okay, no problem, but you have to do it tomorrow and don't make it a repetitive thing. You ultimately will have to do dishes someday. Okay, so that is what is cross transaction. It's not that cross transaction will always result in conflict, but there will be some kind of, disagreement. Now, next one is life positions. Now, this is also very, very easy. It is actually, these are various life positions. So, if it is I'm okay, you are okay, that is considered as one of the most positive life positions. Okay. So, it simply means, it is a kind of feeling like here people are actually, people feel happy and they feel, life is worth living and they experience, confidence. They work with, high enthusiasm. It is basically, I'm okay. It is kind of an accommodating nature. I'm okay and you are also okay. I like myself and I like you also. Okay. Next quadrant is I'm not okay, you are okay. This is kind of depressive because here, the person is feeling less powerful when he compares himself to others. So that is what is this I'm not okay, you are okay. Next one, I'm okay, you are not okay. Now this is one of the most dangerous situation because here, he is not happy and he expresses his negative concerns to others as well. He expresses his negative thoughts. He projects his negative thoughts to other person also. That is, you might have seen when you work in an organization or even sometimes your parents also behave in this way. They will not be okay. They will feel that, you are not good enough. Okay, you might have come across with a friend who will make you feel inferior all the time because they feel that they are superior to others. They are perfect and they feel that, others are not capable of doing these things. That is, I am okay, but you are not okay. Okay. Now, the last one is the most dangerous one. Here, they say that I am not okay and you are also not okay. Now, this is a desperate life position. Okay, you can understand from the word meaning. Here that person is projecting that my life is not okay and I will ensure that your life is also not okay. Okay, and this is actually very dangerous life position. This is kind of a suicidal or homicide kind of life position. People should not be in that. Like I said, here also whatever life positions we are in, we all try to come into the first quadrant, which is I'm okay, you're okay. Okay. Now, if that kind of quadrant is followed in homes and in families and office and organization, life will be very easy and smooth. Now, next one is scripting. Now, I'm just going very quickly because these are all very simple things. Scripting means, you are acting from a script, like you are behaving in a certain manner that is expected to be behaved. Like from the life positions, you are behaving in that kind of manner. Suppose, you have this notion that, suppose, for example, let's say, you from your childhood you're a boy and you are hearing that men should not cry or men should not express their true feelings, emotions, like that. So even when a situation like that come, you will behave from that script. Okay, that is a kind of a life position scripting for you, and you act in that way that even if you feel sad and all that, you don't shed tears. Okay, so that is what scripting. You behave, scripting means, like in movies, generally there is a script and they act accordingly. So same in life also, we might have one basic value and we will act according to that only. We will not change, will not, like say, if it is some families, they actually believe that if it is 21 or 22, maybe girls should be married by that age. It's not good to, get married at an older age. Okay, so that, because that is the value that have and that they don't change basically. Stroking means, stroking is like suppose you're going to a college or you're going to an office, and on your way all the neighborhood aunties will be buying vegetables and all that, and when you see them, what you will do? Generally give a smile, or generally you will nod your head, or you will say namaste, you will say good morning, like that. So that is stroking. You are acknowledging the other person. Okay, you give a kind of recognition to the other person. Okay, you say hello, you say shake, you shake hands. Okay, so that is basically stroking. Psychological games means, this is kind of a manipulation, manipulation behavior that you exhibit to others. Sometimes sometimes in at home, what we will do is that to get the things that we need, we sometimes manipulate our parents. That I'm sure that has happened to all at your homes, in everybody's home. So that is kind of psychological. But when it happens in an organization, that is not healthy. There will be a victim and a caretaker who will take care of everything, and a victim who will always victimize himself. And there are some people who enjoys to play games, so psychological games. Okay, so these should be avoided in an organization. Even in family, try to be more positive and try to be in the first quadrant, like you're open and in Johari window, and in life positions try to be I am okay and you are okay for an ideal situation. Okay, so I hope it is clear. This top I know that this is actually theoretical and you can understand, correlate with more examples, but still I think I have tried to cover maximum points in this. And if you still feel that you haven't understand any topics, please let me know. Please let me know in the comment section. If you want me to explain any particular point, I'll do that in another video. So thank you for watching this video, and if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to this channel. Please leave valuable comments below, and you can follow me in my Instagram, which is at Simple Learning Tips 2019. Thank you for watching this video, and stay tuned for more videos like this.